Hello and welcome back to my Heaven's Field playthrough. It's me, Shokimo, and I think we are on part 9. It's been quite a while for me since I did the last episode, so the last thing that I remember is that the new assassin killed Lancer with his noble phantasm. And some stuff with Sakura and Shinji. But you probably know it better than I do, because I'm like out of it for a week. I've been out of it for a week or so. Because, well, of family related stuff. So anyway, let's continue without further ado. And let's see what happens next. When I awake to the bright sunshine, my body feels completely recovered. The temperature is normal, and my limbs don't feel as heavy anymore. Is it still before 6, huh? I wonder if Sakura is awake. If she is, then we should be preparing breakfast. Then she should be preparing breakfast. If I don't change and go to the kitchen soon, she'll have to do it all by herself. Going on ahead, Saber. Come to the living room in a bit. I'm not brave enough to slide open the the repetition? What? So I open the door. So I just tell her and retreat. It could be bad if I open the door with unlucky timing and see Saber sleeping. And Grandpa fell down.
わしが寝込んどるんだから少しは落ち着こうと思わんのかドラ娘なんて言うのよ
He was like, I'm trying to get some sleep. Settle down, Tiger Cub.
失礼しちゃうわよねそれじゃあ私がはぐれ雲みたいに聞こえるじゃない
How rude. That makes me sound like a stray cloud. Usually pouts, going on about something unfair as she eats. Evidently, she didn't come over last night because her grandfather collapsed.
先輩、はぐれ雲って何ですか?
Did he also collapse in the other roads? I don't remember hearing about that. Huh. Anyway, Senpai, what's a stray cloud? It's literally Fujine. Someone who just can't get a handle on because they're so floaty and carefree. I answer instantly.
違うはぐれ雲は遊び人
Not true. It means deadbeat.
日がな一日何をするでもなく町の人たちを冷やかして面白おかしく暮らす人のことを言うのよ
In other words, someone who goes around all day doing nothing but making fun of people in town and living a comical life. Sakura and Saber nod in understanding. Goes without saying. Which part of it they agree with?
けど先生、それじゃあお父さんの体、芳しくないんですか?
Miss Fujimura, is your grandfather in poor health?
まさかうちの家系は風邪とかひかないって有名なんだからおじいちゃんはね年がいもなく若い子と相撲して腰やっちゃったの
No way. Our family is famous for never catching colds. Grandpa just threw his hips out because he forgot his age and tried to sumo wrestle with one of the younger guys.
相撲とは何ですか、タイガ?
Sumo? What is sumo, Tiger?
ちょっと言葉で説明するのは難しいなとにかく押す引かば押す押せば押すっていう格闘技よ武器なしなんだけどげんこつはダメ蹴るのもダメ
It's a little hard to explain in words. It's a martial arts where you push no matter what. If they pull, you push. If they push, you push back. It doesn't use any weapons, and but fists aren't allowed. No kicking either.
基本的に相手の体とがっしり組み合ってドリャーって地面に叩き伏せれば勝ちなんだ。
Basically, you win if you get a good grip on your opponent's body and throw him to the ground.
それは純粋な力比べということでしょうか。
So it's a pure contest of strength?
そうね。あと服もなし。自分も相手もほとんど裸でぶつかり合うんだよ。
Yeah. And no clothes. Both fighters get naked and go man to man.
裸でですか？
Naked?
回しをつけてるから急所は隠してるけど、あ、回しっていうのはふんどしのことね。わからなかったらシローに聞いてみて。私より詳しいから。
Yep. Wear a mawashi to hide their private parts, well? Oh, a mawashi is the same as a fundoshi. If you want to know more, ask Shiro. He knows more about this stuff than me. Fujini slaps her miso soup while saying something outrageous about me.
なるほど。で、シロ、ふんどしとは何ですか？
I see. Shiro, what is a fundushi? Fundoshi. Fundoshi? I don't know. It would be easy to explain, but I hesitate. This is Saber I'm talking to. And it's in the middle of breakfast. Why do we have to talk about underwear? No idea. Sumo's not my wheelhouse. Ask someone else.
嘘だー。シロー、回し持ってるくせに。
Liar! You have a mawashi? No, I don't. Your grand just made me do sumo that one time, so I borrowed one. And how many years ago are we talking here?
そっかそうだ。シロー、子供の頃はちっちゃかったから相撲は負け続きだったんだもんね。おじい様が違う競技にしなさいって言って勝つまでやめたがらないシローに弓も出せたんだっけ。
That's right. You were little back then, so you kept losing at sumo. Grandfather said you should try a different sport since you won't give up until you win. So he made you pick up a bow instead. Usually laughs in delight. I wonder why. She's in an awfully good mood today, and 20% more lively than usual. Hey, Fujine, clock's ticking. Don't you need to get out of here before 7 to be on time?
あ、今日は大丈夫。昨日から朝の部活は禁止されたから。ま、それでも今日は職員会議があるから早めに出ないとまずいんだけど。
Oh, today's fine. I cancelled all morning club activities yesterday. But yeah, I do have a faculty meeting, so I better get going soon.
先生、弓道部も朝練中止なんですか？
Oh yeah. I'd forgotten, Hester and Tamasa were killed also by assassin. Oh, well, they were killed, Caster, but the master died to assassin, I believe. Huh? Is the Kyoto Club skipping morning practice?
そうだよ。って、そっか。さくらちゃんには連絡行ってなかったか。昨日ちょっとした事故があってね。陸上部の子なんだけど、部活中に怪我しちゃって。保健の笠間先生に言わせれば寝不足だとかで、朝練はしばらく中止になったのよ。
Yeah, alright, I didn't tell you yet. There was a small accident yesterday. Someone in the track and field club got injured. Miss Kazama is in the infirmary. In the infirmary. Said that they didn't get enough sleep, so we should cancel morning practice for now. Huh? They really need to stop everything just for one student? And if they didn't get enough sleep, isn't that their own... Isn't that their own responsibility to go to the bed on time? But maybe... Ujne, exactly how many students got hurt?
10人以上20人未満かな。
More than 10, but less than 20, I think.
そんなになんですか？
That many?
先生、弓道部のみんなは。
How was everyone else in the Kyoto Club?
それがね、うちには出てないけど、昨日の部活でも疲れた顔の子が何人かいたのよ。
So, nobody in our club got hurt, but several of them looked pretty tired yesterday.
ほら、最近いろいろと物騒じゃない？そのあたりの精神的な疲れも無視できないから、できるだけ生徒には負担をかけない方針で行くみたい。部活が負担になるってわけじゃないけど、肉体的に疲労するのは否定できないしね。
Things are pretty dangerous lately, you know? Can't ignore students' mental fatigue either. So I made the decision not to stress them out any more than necessary. Club itself isn't a source of stress, but you've gotta admit it puts a physical burden on them. Bujni shrugs in expiration and holds out her bowl.
さくらちゃん、おかわり。ご飯半分でお願いね。
Seconds, please. I have a half a bowl of rice.
はい、どうぞ。今朝は小食ですね、先生。
Here you go. You're not eating as much this morning?
そうなのよ。学校行っても仕事が溜まってるのかと思うと胃が痛くて食欲がないんだよ。
Yeah, I'm feeling queasy. Just thinking about all the work waiting for me at school, so I don't have an appetite. He half sobs pitifully. Apparently our resident tiger is saying that she can't go all out on 2.5 bowl of rice.
そういうさくらちゃんは元気だよね。ご飯大盛りで2杯目だもん。
But you seem good today, Sakura. You're on your second bowl.
育ち盛りですから。最近はすぐお腹減っちゃうし、多少無理でも食べておかないと大変です。
I'm in a growing period. Lately I get hungry right away, so I need to eat more to get my fill. Sakura probably puffs up her chest. I tell she's already had her growth spurt, but she's good at as she is. Maybe she's just being influenced by the other gluttons in the house.
なるほど。さくらには弓使いとしては腕力が足りません。栄養を取るのはいいことです。
Indeed, Sakura, you lack sufficient muscle to be an archer. I think nutrition would be good for you. Saber nods through her mouthful of food. I can't tell if they're on the same page or not. It's past 7. Usually already left for school, and we're cleaning up. Sakura doesn't need to rush today, so we take our time doing the dishes together. Morning cleanup goes by in a flash, since we're both helping each other out. I find myself checking on Sakura, but she looks like she's feeling better. Seems like her fever is gone. And she's full of energy.
先輩。少しお話があるんですけど、お時間よろしいでしょうか。
Uh-oh. The music. And what's about to happen now? Senpai, might I have a moment of your time to talk? She suddenly blurts out a question. Like it's now or never. Certainly might. We still have plenty of time.
そ
Oh.
のですね、お弁当をですね、作ってみたんですけ けど。
Right, well, I tried making lunch for you. Sakura hands me a lunchbox. It's different from the one I sometimes use. She must have prepared it herself. Like my boring lunchbox, it has a cute shape, and it's even wrapped in a pleasantly colored cloth. Grateful, and I can't count on its test. I can count on it and tasting good if Sakura made it. Thanks. Wait, did you wake up early today just to make this? By the time I came to the living room this morning, Sakura was already finished making breakfast. I was impressed at how early she must have gotten up, but it seems that she's even more of an early riser than I thought.
はい、早くに目が覚めちゃって、やることもないからお弁当作ろうかなって。それでご相談があるんですけど。
Yes, I woke up early and didn't have anything else to do, so I thought I'd make you lunch. And I'd like to ask you for your advice. What's up? Sounds important.
いえ、そんなことないです。
No, not really.
ないんですけど。そうだ。先輩ってあんまりお弁当作りませんよね。お料理好きなのにどうしてなのかなって。
I don't think so anyway. But yeah, I don't see you make lunch to bring to school very often. Why is that when you like cooking so much? Sakura, I don't particularly enjoy cooking, you know? Because cooking isn't supposed to be a hobby that guys have. I just happen to be able to do it, and I don't like to leave it at that. I'd like to leave it at that. Anyway, she wants to know why I don't make my own lunch, right? I know, but it would save money to bring my own lunch, but it makes all the guys in class flock to my desk. Before I know it, half of my food is gone. Sakura nods slowly. It's actually the girls in class who tend to take most of my food, but I decided not to mention it because it makes me sound pathetic. Yeah, so that's why I only make lunch on the days I can eat the student council office. When I'm there, I can eat in private with Ise.
先輩、それなら弓道場で昼食をとるのはどうでしょう。
Senpai, what about having lunch at the range?
お昼なら道場も空いてますし、お茶も入れられますし、誰もいないから静かだし。
The club building's open during the day. You can make tea there, and it's quiet and there's nobody around, so... Oh, I never considered that. The archery range is unlocked during the daytime, and even club members are unlikely to stop by. Only Mitsusuri is likely to be around, if at all. And she isn't rude enough to lay hands on another person's lunch. Okay, yeah, I think that could work.
そうです。
Right?
そういうのももちろんありです、先輩。
That's an obvious option, isn't it? I'm an outsider though. Better get Mitsusuri's permission first.
そんなの大丈夫です。弓道場は学校の建物なんですから、部活動以外は生徒の自由で OK なのではないでしょうか。
No, you'll be fine. It's a school building, and I'm pretty sure students can come and go as they please, even outside of club activities. Sakura's being unusually forceful. Well, alright. As long as I'm not imposing on anyone. accept the proposal. And for some reason, Sakura looks utterly ecstatic, even pumping her fists. How could that be? I wonder. Maybe Fujine's good mood rubbed off on her. Yeah, that's it. We walk up the hill. There are more students commuting than usual, possibly because morning practices are cancelled.
時間はまだまだ大丈夫ですね。こんなゆっくりした朝は久しぶりです。
Still have a lot of time. It's been a while since I could take my time in the morning like this. Sakura is beside me, walking happily. She's been in a good mood all morning. Oh, I'm not sure why. It's normal for me, though I don't get to go to school that often. With you that often.
弓道部の朝練は休みなしですから。
Because the Kyoto Club never takes any time off. True, but morning practice is supposed to be optional, right? Most people only go once every 2 days or so. You should take it easy too.
それじゃ先輩、私が休んだら一緒に学校に行ってくれますか？
Wait. So if I skip practice, you would come to school with me? Of course I would. We're going to the same school, so we'd be together whenever you wanted or not. Whenever you wanted or not.
それじゃ
Oh, then...
やっぱり無理でした。私下手だから一日でも休むと腕が下がっちゃいます。
No, I can't. I'm not good at archery, so my skills could dull if I skip even one day of practice. Sakura sticks out her tongue in self-reprimand. I don't know about that. I don't like to compare people to each other, but your skills are outstanding for a first year. You can afford to take a day or two off.
いいえ、私はまだ未熟です。今だって気を緩めると邪念が入るし、的が見えないなんてしょっちゅうだし。
No, I still have a lot to learn. I get distracted if I lose focus. I'm always losing sight of my goal.
根が怠け者だから毎日びっしりやってないとずるずるダメになっちゃうたちなんです。
I'm a lazy person at heart, so I have to be tough on myself every day or risk letting myself go. Well, if she says so. I part ways with Sakura. The second year classroom are on the 3rd floor, while Sakura and the other first years are on the 4th floor.
それじゃあ先輩、また後で。
See you later, senpai. Yeah, don't fall asleep in class. Food coma is a thing, you know.
それなら心配無用です。もうとっくにお腹8分目になってますから。
You don't need to worry about that. I've already digested a fifth of this morning breakfast. Sakura goes up the stairs. I wave goodbye and head to my own classroom. It's lunch break. Shinji's absent, and so is Issei. I think Issei has been recovering in the hospital ever since the Ryodo Temple incident. In fact, there are several other students out sick too. But there shouldn't be any further absences. Kesta is gone. There isn't a servant draining the life force from the people of Fuyuki anymore. It should put an end to the mysterious comas that had the city in an uproar. Right. Everyone who cast a hurt will get better soon. Time to get my head on straight. There are 4 more masters left. Tosaka and Ilya aside, I don't know what the other two masters are like. So, it's too early to relax. Oh yeah, it's of surprise, harmonize. Just as I step into the hallway, I suddenly run into Tosaka.
ちょっとあって何よあって人の顔を見るなり失礼なんじゃない？それとも何か私に後ろめたいことでもあるのかしらね、エミヤ君は。
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? A little rude to act like that as soon as you see me, don't you think? Or what? Do you have some reason to feel guilty around me? Right back at you. You look just as surprised, you know? What was the phone call for yesterday? After you've complained about me going to the temple, you demanded that I come to meet you at school. You're pretty fickle, Tosaka.
昨日のは特例よ。竜道寺のマスターが消えた後、あなたが学校を休んでれば何かあったって思うでしょ？
Yesterday was an exception.
その竜道寺の件を教えたのは私なんだから、エミヤ君に何かあったら困るじゃない。
I'm the one who told you about Euro Temple, so it would be a problem for me if something happened to you. Surprised. Does Tosaka feel responsible for what happened? Oh, well, thanks for worrying about me, Tosaka.
そんなことないわよ。私はただ情報提供者として事の顛末が知りたいだけなんだから。
It's not about you. I just wanted to know what happened to one of my intel sources. Huh? I told you during yesterday's phone call, Kasa and her master are defeated. There's nothing at Ryudo Temple anymore. Wait, why does she look so serious all of a sudden? What? Did I say something weird?
ええ。エミヤ君を信じてないわけじゃないけど、もう一度だけ確認するわ。あなた、本当にキャスターを倒したの？
Yeah, it's not that I don't believe you, but I want to be sure. Did you really beat Caster? Even if I can tell even I can tell we've won the fight. They completely got rid of Caster, and Caster's master was already dead by the time we arrived.
わかったわ。なら、そのことで話があるの。ちょっと屋上まで付き合って。
And then, I want to talk about that. Come with me to the roof. Caster isn't gone?
ええ。エミヤ君がキャスターを倒したのが2日前でしょ？
No. You defeated her 2 days ago, right? 2 days? Wait a second. Wasn't it just yesterday? Oh no. It was the day before. I forgot. The day before we've met Ilya. And the stuff with Shinji happened. And then Lancer came to Rio the Temple. Ah yes. Sorry for being mistaken. Nope, you defeated her 2 days ago, right?
なのに、昨日も例の昏睡事件は起きた。
There were more comas yesterday.
それも、魔力を奪われた人たちは、今までより重い衰弱状態にあったわ。
And the people who got drained are in even worse condition than before. It can't be right. I'm sure we...
わかってる。あなたが嘘を言うわけないし、勘違いしてるとも思えない。けど、実際に私とアーチャーはキャスターらしき影を見たのよ。昨日の夜、被害のあった現場に駆けつけた時にね。
No, you wouldn't lie about that. And I don't think you misunderstood what you saw either. Arch and I saw a shadow that looked like Castor when we rushed to the scene of the attack yesterday. And is Castor really still alive and gathering energy from the town?
断言できないけど、そういうことね。 けど竜道寺の雰囲気が変わったってことだけはわかる。
I can't say for sure, but yeah, I also felt Ryu Temple's aura change.
あなたたちはキャスターを倒した。けどキャスターは未だ存在する。今確かなのはそれだけよ。
You and Saber defeated Caster, but Caster still exists. That's all I know for certain. Must be why Tosaka has been acting odd since yesterday. She's probably started having doubts about this war. The servant is supposed to disappear when its master is beaten. When the servant is completely defeated, it can't escape death in this world. Both penalties apply to Caster, and yet she somehow still exists. It's a clear fundamental violation of the rules underpinning the Holy Grail War. Okay, so what do you think?
私？
Huh? Me? Yeah, it's crazy, right? I hoped you're going to forfeit this war. I'm guessing you care more about cleaning up Caster's mess than the competition itself. Even if it means putting off dueling with the other masters.
エミヤ君の思ってる通りよ。
You're right.
今回の聖杯戦争はどうもきな臭いわ。父さんに聞いていたものとは違う気がするのよね。なんていうか、私たちの知らないところで違うことが行われてる気がするの。
This Holy Grail War is so sketchy. I think it's different from what my father told me. It's like something else is going on behind the scenes. Something else, huh? For me, I'm an outsider to this whole business, so I haven't even had the luxury of considering that. But if a bona fide master like Tosaka thinks so, then something must be wrong. Tosaka, then...
ええ、自分で納得がいくまで聖杯戦争のルールには従わない。誰かに利用されるのは仕方ないけど、利用された自分が誰にどんな危害を加えるのかわからないのは気に食わない。
I won't follow the rules of a Holy Grail War until I'm satisfied with how it's run. I can't stop someone else from taking advantage of it, but I won't stand for being used by someone else, not knowing what harm I could be doing to others.
そういうの嫌でしょ。だからはっきりさせるまで他のマスターといがみ合うのはやめるつもり。
You wouldn't like that either, would you? That's why I'm going to put a pause on fighting the other masters until it's settled. She states it resolutely. Osaka's eyes are unwavering. At the same time, they seem to ask me for my decision. Alright. And can I take that as a truce offer?
エミヤ君が受けてくれるならね。この件が片付くまであなたが私と敵対しないのなら、私も危害は加えないわ。
It's up to you. If you agree to pause hostilities until this matter is settled, then I won't hurt you either. She fixes me with a questioning gaze. My answer, of course, was set from the beginning. It's fine, Line. I won't fight you as long as you don't come after me. And if you do fight, it'd be fair and square. Until then. I've always wanted to have a cooperative relationship with Tosaka.
決まりね。分かってたけど、いい返事がもらえて嬉しいわ。
It's settled then. I knew you'd say it, but it's nice to hear it out loud. Huh? Tosaka extends her right hand. I realize she's waiting for me to shake it. Oh yeah, it's a deal. I try to ignore my suddenly reddening cheeks and stick out my right hand.
よし、契約成立ね。少しの間だろうけど、よろしく頼むわ、エミヤ君。
We have a deal. It will be short, but I'm looking forward to it, Emiya. Tosaka firmly shakes my hand. Her hand is far more delicate than mine. Her touch is soft and slightly cool. What the hell am I thinking at a time like this? Get a grip, Shiro.
どうしたのエミヤくん、急に汗かいたりして。なんか心拍数も上がってるけど。
What's the matter, Emiya? You're suddenly sweating and your heart rate is up. It's nothing, just a cold. I get better once I eat, so let's have lunch. I tear my hand away from hers. Fortunately, it only serves to twist Tosaka's face into a devilish smile.
ははこの前相談された時にもしかしてって思ったけど、やっぱりそうなんだ。慣れてるような印象だけど、本当はそうでもなかったわけね。
Ah, I was wondering the last time we talked, but now I see. You look like you're used to talking to girls, but you're really not, are you?
意外っていうか、イメージ通りっていうか。
I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not, since it totally suits you.
ふーん。ふーん。ふーん。
Smirking, Tosaka appraises me from head to toe. What if I got something to say? If you've got something to say, say it. You shouldn't dangle it over me like that.
別にエミヤくんのことが少し分かっただけだから気にしないで。は、口にするつもりないから怯えなくていいわよ。
Oh, it's no big deal. I just feel like I understand you a little better now. Don't be scared. I won't tell anyone. I'm not scared. If you wanna tell everyone, then go ahead.
あら、言っていいの？
Oh, may I? She snickers. How can such an evil smile exist? Don't.
何？小さくて聞こえないんだけど。
What? I didn't quite catch that. Sorry, don't tell anyone. I think I go into shock if you do. Especially coming from you, it'd be 2 or 3 times worse.
そう？なら黙ってあげてもいいけど。
Oh, then maybe I won't. Tosaka smiles triumphantly. I take a second to recover my composure.
エミヤくん、好きな子のリコーダーが気になるタイプでしょ。
Amir, I bet you're one of those boys who stares at the recorder your crush plays. You said you weren't going to say anything, you demon!
だからね、人間ってのは本当のことを言われると怒ると思うのよ。
That's why I'm saying, people get upset when you tell them the truth. Tosaka pokes at my lunch thoughtfully. She came here empty-handed today. Meaning that she doesn't have anything to eat. It was inevitable that she come after my lunch instead. Just eat. Why do you have a chopstick with you when you didn't even bring lunch? Do you always carry those around?
これは教室を出るときに持ってきただけよ。エミヤくん、この前もお昼ご飯持ってたから、今日も分けてもらえばいいかなって。で、もしお弁当だった時を考えて、事前に箸を用意したんだけど。
I've brought these with me when I left class. You had food with you last time, so I figured we just split it today. I needed utensils, or whatever you call it or pronounce it in English, in case you packed your own lunch. I think you have your priorities out of order. If you thought that far ahead, then bring your own damn lunch.
細かいことは気にしない気にしない。エミヤくんだって2人分のお弁当を持ってきてたんだから、結果オーライじゃない。
Don't sweat the small stuff. I know you've packed enough food for two, so it worked out for everyone. This isn't really meant for two people to share. Sakura just happened to put too much food in the box. Whatever. You're right. But I can't finish this on my own. Oh, Tosaka. Don't just eat the veggies. You should take some meat. I get bloated if I eat all the meat.
その唐揚げ、味付け甘いから苦手なのよ。
Huh? But that fried chicken is too sweet for me.
だいたい女の子にお肉なんか勧めないでよね。ちゃんと自分で分量測ってるんだから、食べないってことはストップサインなの。
Also, don't pressure girls into eat meat. We can figure our own portions. If we say we don't want it, that's a stop sign. Yeah, I bet you're a type that doesn't hold back when you're in front of a grill. I know I'm right. Well, I'm still on the appetizers. You'd be scarfing down the glubby, whatever. Like there's no tomorrow. What's glubby? I can't tell you, you wouldn't give a damn about my wallet. In fact, you tried to bankrupt me. And once you're done, you'd say, I held back for the sake of this, for your sake this time. I haven't shoot back at I retort, feeling like a sore loser.
言うじゃないエミヤくん。あながち否定できないところが恐ろしいわ。
Well said, Emir. It's scary how I can't even deny everything you've said. No, I'm pretty sure the scary one here is you.
けど、おかしなお弁当よね。量はすっごく多いのに、盛り付けとかラッピングとか女の子っぽいじゃない？エミヤくん、もしかして料理好き？
What do we at lunch though? Portions are huge, but the garnishes and wrappings are so girly. Do you enjoy cooking? Well, if Sakura finds out, she's gonna be sad. Or mad. But we are sharing our lunch with Tosaka. What a coincidence. Someone asked me that same thing this morning. I don't dislike it, but Sakura's the one who made my lunch today. Oh, Sakura is... Tosaka, what's wrong? Did you bite on on a lump of sugar or something?
あっちゃ、やっちゃったか。
Oh crap. No, I've done it. Oh, at least she's not that dense. Tosaka sighs and puts away her chopsticks.
ごちそうさま。あとはエミヤくん一人で食べて。
Thanks for sharing your lunch. You can finish the rest of your own. Tosaka backs away, uncomfortably. Hmm? Well, as long as she's full. I was getting pretty nervous eating side by side with her, so it'd be nice to enjoy it in peace. I'm on the way back to class. Fifth period starts in a few minutes. The hall leading back to the classroom is crammed with students. On the other hand, the stairs are quiet. There aren't that many students who visit other years' floors during lunch, so people use the stairs only occasionally. I'm on the way back down. I run into Sakura. As soon as she sees me, she looks away awkwardly. I wonder why. It's the opposite of how energetic she looked this morning. Sakura, I speak to her, but before I can say anything else.
ごめんさくら、間が悪かったわ。
Sorry, Sakura. That was poor timing on my part. Osaka injects first.
間が悪いなんてことないです。先輩と遠坂先輩が一緒にいても、私は別に。
No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's isn't any of my business whether the two of you...
だから違うんだって。ちょっとね、用があって私からエミヤ君を呼びつけたの。ついでに言うと、エミヤ君もあなたとの約束をすっぽかしたわけじゃないわ。こいつ、単に分かってなかっただけだから。
That's not what this is. I called Emiya out because I had business with him. Also, he didn't break his promise to you. He was just oblivious. What's that supposed to mean? I never promised her anything?
バカ。お弁当を作ったってことは、あんたと一緒に食べたいってことじゃない。さくらが怒るのも当たり前よ。
Listen, stupid. Sakura made you lunch because she wanted to eat with you. Of course she would be upset. Huh? Wait a second. When did I ever say I would?
先輩、それなら弓道場で昼食をとるのはどうでしょう。
Yeah. You finally noticed. Senpai, what about having lunch at the range?
お昼なら道場も空いてますし、お茶も入れられますし、誰もいないから静かだし。
The club building is open during the day. You can make tea there and, it's quiet and there's nobody around, so... And then, I noticed that Sakura hasn't unwrapped her lunch yet. Oh, right. What the hell am I saying? Of course Tosaka would call me stupid. Sorry, Sakura. I'm such an idiot.
いえ、いいんです先輩。だってほら、ちゃんと約束したわけじゃないし、私もそうなったらいいなって思っただけで。
No, it's okay. I mean, we didn't actually agree to meet up. I just thought it would be nice if we did. It's not okay. Let's go right now. There's still time. We'll get it done in the dojo right away. I grab Sakura's hand and start to run. However,
間に合うわけないでしょ。あと3分で何ができるっていうのよ。
you obviously don't have enough time. What can you do in 3 minutes? Tosaka calm logic stops me cold. My guilt over standing Sakura up drove me into action, but Tosaka is 100% right.
いいんです先輩。遠坂先輩の言う通り、教室に戻らないとダメですよ。
It's alright, senpai. We have to go back to class. But Sakura...
いいえ、気にしないでください。私、今ので十分嬉しかったです。ありがとうございました。
Please, don't worry. I'm already happy enough right now. Thank you. I don't know what to say to that.
それじゃあ、失礼しますね。先輩たちも早く戻らないと遅刻しちゃいますよ。
I'll be going now. You should get back to class too before you're too late. Sakura goes up the stairs with her uneaten lunch.
じゃあ私も行くけど。
I'm going too.
学校が終わったらすぐに商店街にある中華飯店に行っておいて。そこで待ってるから。
Once school's out, go straight to the Chinese restaurant in the shopping district. I'll wait for you there. And so, Tosaka goes back to her classroom, leaving me with those cryptic instructions. Fifth period ends, and the classroom quickly empties. It's still before 2 p.m. I don't feel like going, but Tosaka told me to. I don't have anything left to do on campus, so I go for broke and head to the shopping district. There's only one Chinese restaurant in the shopping center. Hongzhou Yansai Guan. Taishan. Okay. Taishan has an ominous reputation. The glass windows are covered by shutters during the daytime, concealing the coming and going of customers. First-timers are frequently seen fleeing the premises. The restaurant is run by the energetic and petite Miss Bar, beloved by the neighborhood association. She wills her wok to cook chili pepper into every possible dish. In other words, the food is hot. Really hot. It's so spicy, you'd think your tongue was being stabbed by 1,000 toothpicks and covered in salt. The reason I tend not to like Chinese food is entirely thanks to this restaurant's infernal seasoning. Also, I can't get over our owner's over-top accent. No. I am about to enter this pit of hell. If the owner sees me, a menu will appear in my hands before I can blink. And if it comes to that, I'm screwed. I better order some sweet and sour appetizers right away and avoid mortal danger. I haven't been able to bring myself to return ever since I experienced the char siu and twice cooked pork. Don't even get me started on the mapo tofu. Spicy mapo tofu. Hate that craft essence. God damn. That's truly hell on earth. My tongue would melt. It's the kind of suffering that's like having your tongue cut off by King Emna. Maybe the restaurant's name alludes to the spiritual trail it takes to eat here. Try, or whatever. Check the time and see that it's just about 2:30. You told me to come straight here after school, so I cannot waste any more time. Alright, here goes nothing. It feels weird to work up my courage just to walk into a restaurant. But that's the kind of place this is. I don't know what's the plan is, but I bet even Tosaka is regretting her choice of meeting spot right now. Inside, I come face to face with...
ん来たかエミヤ。時間があったのでな。先に食事を進めていた。
Oh. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen, but... So you've come, Emir. Had some time to spare, so I decided to eat first. A priest eating mapo tofu. I'm speechless. What's Kotomini doing here? Why is he eating that mapo tofu? It looks like it's a boiling cauldron. And with incredible vigor, no less. He shovels the molten lava into his mouth with hellish drive. Sweat running down his face, not bothering to drink water, as if he knows that pausing will mean he'll never take another bite. And he looks uncomfortable. Man, who eats that fast? Is he actually enjoying it? Red oil and pepper look like they have been stewing in hell for 100 years. Is it delicious to him? If the answer is yes, then that's messed up. I mean, Kotomine as well as this restaurant. There's definitely an insane amount of spice in there. That's the only way I can describe it.
どうした？立っていては話にならんだろう。座ったらどうだ？
How are you going to talk if you stand there? Take a seat. The priest talks while eating. I cautiously... Actually, I'm not sure what even to be cautious of anymore. Sit down across from Kotomine. What's written on the spoon? King? I quietly watch the priest's movements. Incredibly, there are only 2 spoonfuls of mapo tofu left. Is he actually going to finish the entire plate? Second I clear my throat, Kotomine's hand suddenly stops. Our eyes meet. Kotomine fixes me with his typical oppressive gaze and asks,
食うか。
Want some? Do I want some? Instantly I decline with every fiber of my being. Kotomine frowns slightly and finishes the last of his mapo tofu. Wait. Zip, is he disappointed that I said no? It's clear now that Father Kotomine is here to see me. He must have asked Sosaka to come to me. So, what do you want? Pretty unusual for you to come to see me.
何お前がすでに2体のサーバントを倒したと聞いてな。大したものだとねぎらいに来たのだ。
I heard that you've already defeated 2 servants. I'm here to commend you on that impressive feat. He's want to talk. Even if he really meant it. He could have picked a different venue. Oh really? Well, keep the admiration to yourself. I'm not fighting for your sake, nor am I fishing for compliments.
つまらぬ世辞は余計だったか。
I see my flattery was unwanted.
では、
Flattery? What?
望み通り本題に入るとしよう。リンからキャスターが生きているという話は聞いたな。
Then allow me to get to the point. Rin has told you that Caster's still alive, I take it? Yeah, Caster's still in this world, taking magic energy from the people around town.
そうだ。その件と関係があるかはわからんが、お前がキャスターを倒した夜、竜道寺にはもう一体サーバントがいてな。
That's right. I don't know if the incidents are related, but the night you defeated Caster, I was another servant at Ryoto Temple.
風貌、戦闘スタイルから言ってアサシンだと思われるが、断言はできない。
Its appearance and fighting style suggest that it's an assassin, but I cannot say for sure. It's assassin. Assassins? So you're saying it was a temple the same time as Caster, but Saber?
感知できなかったのだろう。アサシンはそう強力な英霊ではないが、特性として気配の遮断がある。隠密はアサシンの得意分野だからな。いかなセーバーとて、アサシンが完全に引きこもってしまえば見つけようがないだろう。
Fail to detect it. Yes. Assassins are not particularly powerful. They have a unique ability to conceal their presence. Stealth is assassin's specialty. Even with Saber at your side, you would have been hard-pressed to locate one if it was determined to stay hidden. So it was there the night we beat Caster too. Was it lurking nearby, waiting for a chance to take me out as soon as I let down my guard after killing Caster? I get that, but why will it tell me? Aren't you supposed to take no sides? As for overseer?
何 これは情報交換に過ぎん。私の知ることはそれだけだ。その代価として、ここ数日お前が体験した出来事を教えろ。今回の聖杯戦争は、どうも気配が違う。
This is a simple exchange for information. I have told you what I know. In exchange, I want you to tell me what you've experienced these last 2 days. This Holy Grey War feels different somehow.
前回とは違うものが動いている気がしてならんのだ。
I believe something is at work that was not present during the past wars.
教えたくないのならそれでも構わん。今のは忠告として聞いたと思えばいい。
If you'd rather not talk, then that is fine. You can simply consider this a visit warning. This visit a warning. Yeah, right. I pay the price for your intel. I didn't ask, but it was something I needed to know.
相変わらず義理がたいことだな、宮四郎。
You are ever as stickler for etiquette, Shiramia. The priest's lips twitch up into a delighted smile. He's making a face like he knew exactly how I'd react. I am not going to play his little game. I talk, but I have a question first. How do you know what happened, Kotomine? You couldn't have known Assassin was at Ryoto Temple without a servant of your own. In fact, he shouldn't have known even if he had a servant. Neither Saber nor Tosaka's archer were aware of what he just told me.
なに、単純な話だ。私のランサーが竜道寺でアサシンに敗れた。奴が消滅する寸前の映像をマスターである私が回収したに過ぎん。
The reason is simple. Assassins defeated my Lancer at Ryoto Temple. I just simply viewed the images of what had transpired just before his death. Just like that. The priest utters something outrageous, if it's just common sense. Huh?
私もマスターだと言った。お前も口にしたではないか。サーバントでもいない限りわからないと。
Again, I was also a master. You said it yourself. I couldn't have known without a servant of my own.
いや、実にその通りだったな。
And you are right on that mark. What?
だがそれも昨日までの話だ。ランサーは消滅し、私は今回の聖杯戦争におけるマスターではなくなった。お前たちの敵ではなくなったということだ。
But this was only true until yesterday. Now that Lancer's gone, I'm a master of the Holy Grey War no more. I'm no longer your enemy.
さて、話はそれだけか。ではお前の番だ。ここ数日、何と出会い何を見た？
Is that all? Now it's your turn. What have you seen these last few days? In only a short moment the mood becomes somber. He's not letting me ask any more questions. All Father Kotomine wants is a clear answer from me. I still have a mountain of stuff I want to say, but I answer first. It's in as much detail as possible. I describe everything that happened since I've made a pact with Saber 4 days ago and met the priest. It takes about 30 minutes to finish my story. I haven't done a whole lot as a master. It shouldn't be of much interest to Kotomine. He only showed any signs of interest when I mentioned Zoken Mato.
マト造剣。法に老衰したかと思っていたが、未だに現役とはな。 人の血をすする妖怪というのは本当だったか。
Zokenmato. I thought him old and decrepit, but he still leads the family. So he really is a fiend that drinks human blood. Old man drinks human blood?
そうだ。魔頭の魔術は九州でな。6代前の魔術師であった魔頭造剣は際立った無質界だったと聞く。
Yes. The Zoken practice, the Mato practice absorption magecraft. I've heard that 6 generations ago, Zoken Mato was a prominent user of insects. And mean literally using insects as familiar, right? So if there's other magecraft that controls insects... Wait, when you say the uses insects, you mean as catalysts? Like that ritual where you trap hundreds of poisonous bugs in a vase? And when then cast a curse using your the last survivor?
いや、孤独の類ではない。もとより呪詛はマキリの専門外だ。
No, not like Kuroku. Curses has always been outside of Amakiri's area of expertise.
彼らが行う魔術は必ず自らの肉体に成果が返るもの。
They use magecraft that is sure to benefit their physical bodies.
呪いなどを行っては相手と共倒れになるだろう。
Curses would more likely result in harm to both sides. Then he literally uses bugs as familiars?
なあ、魔頭造剣は他人の血を吸うだけの妖怪だ。
Yes, Zokenmato is a fiend that exists only to drink others' blood, I think it's supposed to mean? But because I don't know the word wood, it's blood, right?
人の血を吸うことで若さを保ち、肉体を変貌させ、数百年を生き抜いたというが、さて。
He maintains his youth and transforms his flesh by drinking human blood. It is how he survived for centuries, however.
リンの父親の話ではすでに死にたい。白日のもとには出られないということだったが。
Rin's father told me he had been reduced to a corpse that cannot venture out during the light of day. He cannot go outside during the day? Now that you mention it, I've only met him at night so far. He drinks blood to extend his life. And he can't go outside during the day. It makes him sound completely like... What do you mean? Are you saying Zokenmato is a vampire?
あれは吸血鬼というよりは吸血虫だよ。性質も性格も陰湿なナメクジだ。
More like a blood-sucking insect than a creature you imagine. Both his nature and personality are that of a malicious slug. But Rumina's tone is clipped. You must really despise the old man. You said he lived for centuries. So was he a master too?
いや、魔頭造剣がマスターだったことはない。奴は魔頭家の相談役のようなものだが、何分数百年と生きた妖怪だ。何か私たちが知らない方法でマスターになるという策を凝らしたのかもしれん。
Oh, Zokenmato was never a master. He's more of an advisor to the Mato family at any rate. He's a centuries old monster. He's a centuries old monster. He may have been scheming of a way to become a master without our knowledge. So if he's made a contract with Caster, doesn't have a master anymore.
さあな。だが気を許していい相手ではない。
I cannot say yet, but he's not someone you can afford to let your guard down around.
奴が表舞台に出てきた以上、確かな賞賛があってのことだろう。 今回の魔刀のマスターはマキリにおける最悪の魔術王の呪語を受けているということだ。
He must believe he has a concrete chance of victory if he is taken the stage. The Martyr Master this time must have a blessing of that wicked patriarch of Mercury's. Zorkin said that Shinji hasn't given up. Shinji has Zorkin's backing. He may have lost his command spells, but the old man might have given him a new servant.
参考になった。マキリのご老人が動いているのならば、この異常事態も頷ける。監督役として被害の拡大に備えるとしよう。
This was enlightening. If a Mercury Elder is in play, then that explains this unusual situation. As Overseer, I must prepare for increased collateral damage. Otomino muses to himself, looking more relaxed now. Overseer, huh? That's rich coming from the guy who was a secret master until yesterday.
そう言うな。元より私に望みなどない。ランサーを得たのも、より良い願望者に聖杯を与えたかっただけだ。
Don't say that. I never desired as such. I only acquired Lancer because I wanted to give a Holy Grail to a deserving seeker.
それもここまでだがな。あとはマスター同士で決めることだ。
And that endeavor is over. At any rate, the rest is up to the master to decide. Masters to decide.
私的な意見を言わせてもらえば、お前かリン、そのどちらかに聖杯が与えられればいいと思っている。
Oh, if I may voice my opinion, I would prefer that it fall to you, either you or Rin. I found myself frowning. It really sounds sincere. He doesn't want the Holy Grail. He just said to my face that he wants me or Tosaka to get it. If you were a master, that means you wanted the Grail too. Didn't you have a wish you wanted granted?
そうだな。望みはないが目的はあった。だがそれは聖杯で叶えるべきことではない。私の目的はそれほど真剣なものではないし、私本人が叶えても意味のないものだ。
I have no wish. I do have an objective. It is not one that the Holy Grail can grant. My goal is hardly so earnest. And it's meaningless if I am the one to accomplish it. It's meaningless if he makes it happen? What does that even mean? Go find someone else to play riddles with.
老婆心のつもりなのだがな。私とお前は同じだ。明確な望みがない者同士、救いなど求めてはいない。
I was attempting to sympathize with you. We are the same, you and I. We lack an intangible desire, and we do not seek salvation.
故に、少しでも早く気がつけば、楽になれると思ったのだが。
I thought it might ease your mind to realize it sooner. Eh? I feel my heart jump in my chest. For some reason, the priest's words twist and turn in my chest like a curse. But Tamina, you fight against the sudden vertigo and glare at him. And then? Here you go. Mapo tofu. Tofu? What? Miss Barr sets the second plate of Mapo tofu on the table, followed by a third. Kotomine dips his spoon into the plate with a click. I knew it. This guy ordered seconds in advance. Our eyes meet. Kotomine fixes me again with his oppressive gaze and asks,
食うのか?
Want some? I do not. With a straight face, I give him my firmest denial. I leave Taishan. Kotomine didn't look like he had anything else to say, and started digging into his mapo tofu with gusto. When I left the restaurant, still feeling sore, he left me with one last remark.
エミヤ、私は戦いから降りた身だが、お前とリンは未だマスターだ。造剣は陰湿だぞ。せいぜい気をつけることだ。
Emiya, I've withdrawn from the war, but you and Rin are still masters. Zoken is cunning. Be cautious. A warning, I suppose, even if it sounds like he hardly cared. Oh, an interlude. Is it Zoken perspective time or what? Oh yeah. A breeze enters the damp room. Two sets of footsteps come from an open door. One is a hurried stomping, while the other sounds like it's being pulled along.
ほら、もう準備はできている。
Come on, it's ready! There's a thud. A noise echoes through the dark hidden room. Shinji Matosh pushes the other person he roughly dragged into the room. Something is slithering and squirming on the floor. Shinji Mato knows what they are. They are the mysterious wild creatures that his grandfather, Zoken Mato, has been breeding. Shinji pushes someone into the room full of them.
ほら、嫌なことは早く済まそう。
There we go. Let's finish this quickly. He speaks atop the stairs. The chamber is full of the creature's musk. The moment any normal person steps foot into this room, they would have been overcome by terror. But this person is an exception. The things shy away from the figure who just entered. They're afraid, or just sick of its presence? Are they afraid, or just sick of its presence? The unseen monster refuses to approach. Monsters refuse to approach. They writhe and tremble in a perimeter around the figure.
新しい本を作ってくれよ。まだ2個残ってるはずだろ。
Make me a new book. You still have 2 left, don't you? The presence reacts to Shinji's voice. It creaks and scratches. The darkness billows and rolls, as if eager to carry out the order.
言う通りにすればすぐ帰っていいからさ。お前だってそうしたいんだろ。
Do what I say. When you can go back. That's what you want, don't you? There's no answer. Only the grating shittering of a bugs fills the room.
いいかい？あいつとはいずれ戦うしかないんだ。これ以上わがままを言っていると。
Listen, we have to fight him sooner or later. If you keep being selfish. And you're the one who will have to fight him. Shinji finishes. The figure trembles. It can't do that. Old man whom Shinji calls his teacher won't allow it. But the figure knows that Shinji doesn't always follow his teacher's directions. Right now, he's filled with hatred for Shiro Emiya. His mind has long since lost any patience for rejection. Old man is keeping him away from the conflict for his own safety, but to Shinji, it's an unacceptable humiliation. Oh shit. After a long silence, a change occurs in the room. Another figure appears in a flash of light. The creature's presence is driven from the room by her appearance. Even these vermin of low intelligence know to fear her enormous monstrous aura.
そうそう。あとは全部僕に任せればいいんだ。
Good. You can leave everything else to me. Her body is slender and supple, her hair long enough to reach the floor. Clad in a single black garment, she is the servant rider.
今一度聞きましょう。シンジ、
Let me ask you a question, Shinji.
私を刺激するのは自らの身を守るためだけですね。
Will you only use me to protect yourself? In the depths of the chamber, gazing up from the bottom of a pen, the dark servant inquires.
ああ、何かと物騒だからさ。頼りになる護衛が欲しかったんだ。
Yeah, I need you to keep me safe if anything crazy happens. Shinji, the master once again, failed to contain his delight. He's so ecstatic that he blurts out an answer which can only be a lie. I think, well, kind of obvious who the other person is, right? By the time I leave the Chinese restaurant, it's nearly 4 p.m. I don't have any shopping to do, so I can just go home. Huh? Still, I can't ignore what Kotomine said. Cass is still alive. Accordingly, people are still falling into comas. And on top of that, I'm surprised how well I took the news that Kotomine was a master all along. Now that I think about it, we've been at odds with each other from the moment we've met. Maybe somewhere in my mind, no. On an even more primal level, I sense that he would clash with me, that we would clash with each other. Hey! Shiro's lost in... Anyway, even Kotomine lost his servant, and I know he wouldn't be careless. There are 3 masters left. The Master of Assassin, who was lurking at Ryodo Temple, Archer's Master, Tosaka, and... What are you spacing out for, Shiro? Berserker's master, the little girl in front of me. Elia, where the heck did you pop out from? You scared me.
何よ、いきなりじゃないもん。さっきからずっと呼んでるのに、シローが気づかなかっただけじゃない。
I didn't pop out. I've been calling your name this entire time. But you didn't notice me. Huh? Oh. I did notice something ringing in my ears for a while. Wow, you mean all the way back since the shops?
そうだよ。シロー、難しい顔して歩いてるんだもん。
Yeah, you were walking all and looking really conflicted.
邪魔しないように後ろから呼びかけたのに、無視してどんどん進んでいっちゃうんだから。
I didn't want to interrupt you, so I called from behind. But you just ignored me and kept going. Oh, I was deep in thought. I didn't mean to ignore you.
それに公園にだって来なかったわ。私ずっと待ってたのに。
And you didn't come to the park. I've waited for you a long time. Right. We had an unsaid agreement to meet again at the park this afternoon. I can't believe I forgot, even if Kotomine needed to talk to me. Sorry, I forgot. I'm really sorry, Ilya.
そう簡単に許してあげないんだから。私本当に怒ってるんだからね。
I won't forgive you that easily. I'm really mad, you know. Ilya glares at me grumpily. What should I do? I missed our appointment and made her wait. Of course she'd be upset. She won't forgive me unless I show her how sincerely sorry I am, so I invite her over as a guest. Do what she wants to make it up to her. Convince her to let it slide. Oh. I like the music. This is obviously not going to work with Ilya, and not wise. Do what she wants to make it up to her. A good choice, I think. Invite her over as a guest. The best thing to do with say let's do that. Oh, I know. She might be feeling down because I made her wait, but I still have a chance to cheer her up. Ilya, I have a suggestion.
何よ。簡単な言葉じゃ聞かないわよ。
What? This better be good? Yeah, I'll apologize with my action. With my actions, not my words. Do you want to come over to my place? I make you some tea and treats.
うちって白のうち？
Huh? You mean your house? Where else would it be? There shouldn't be anyone there now. Oh, Saber won't attack you, don't worry. It isn't the park, but it would be nice to relax over tea sometime, don't you think?
うん。確かにちょっといいかもしれない。けど、白のうちにお邪魔していいのかな？私。
It is kind of a good idea, but I don't know if I can intrude on your home. That isn't the point. You showed me your castle, remember? Now I'm returning the favor.
うん。そうだね。そう言った。
Okay, yeah, you did say that. Ilya mutters, as if persuading herself. Then she looks at me again.
私、白のうちに行っていいのかな？私は、白とキリツグを殺しに来たのよ。その私が、白のうちに上がっていいの？
Can I really come over to your house? Though I came here to kill you and Kiritsugu. Should you really let me into your home? She asked me in an emotionless voice. I can't possibly know the significance of her words. This Einsborn girl came here to kill me, kill my old man. It's the reason she's been after my whole life. Reason she's been after my life too. I've known that for a while now. Yuritsuku betrayed the Ironsburns. Then he threw everything away to live out his days in this town. Until I became a master, I hadn't no... what? Inkling of the sacrifices we made. I doubt Ilya can forgive Kiritsuku, and she probably sincerely means to kill me. But regardless... no, especially because of that. I think I should invite this girl to the Emir house. Yeah. This has nothing to do with being masters. I want you to come over and enjoy yourself. And give Ilya a straight answer. She stops breathing for a second, looking shocked. Okay, thanks, big brother. She gives me a boneyard smile and hugs my arm. What do you pronounce it? Boyant? Boyant smile? I don't know. Okay, hold on a second, Ilya. I'm going to talk to Saber. I roll up my sleeves and stare at the front door. Good luck, Shiro. Yeah, cheers me on with a wave. Here goes nothing. With encouragement like that, I need to do whatever it takes to convince Saber to approve this visit. I must firmly decline. And she shoots me down within 1 second. I get how you feel. I know exactly what you're saying. You think that inviting a master, Berserker's master no less, into my home base is suicide. I know, I understand that very well, but still...
いいえ、シロは分かっていません。相手はあのイリアスフィールですよ。彼女ほどのマスターなら、この屋敷の欠点などいくらでも看破できますし、結界を壊すことさえ容易でしょう。にもかかわらず、シロを自ら招き入れる。獅子心中の虫どころの話ではない。あなたは自ら毒薬を飲もうとしているのです。
You don't understand, Shiro. This is Ilias we were talking about. A master of her caliber will be able to expose all of this house's weaknesses, and she would have no difficulty destroying the bounded field. And you would invite her in? This is more than entering the lion's den. You're drinking poison of your own will. But I can't promise that Ilya won't do anything. Plus, she didn't bring Berserker with her. And she says that she won't fight for Sunstone. Right now, she's just a girl, so don't think you need to nitpick her like that.
性別など関係ありません。だいたいシロは私に隠れてイリアスフィールと何をしていたのですか。あなたは彼女に殺されかかったのですよ。だというのに気にかけるなど、人がいいというよりバカですか、あなたは。
Chen has nothing to do with it. To begin with, what have you been doing behind my back? Did you forget that she's tried to kill you? How can you show sympathy for her? Decadency is one thing, but this is sheer idiocy. But you see, she's a good kid if you talk to her. She still doesn't understand morality, so we just need to teach her the difference between good and evil.
甘い。アインツベルンのマスターの言葉を信じるというのですか、シローは。かの一族は聖杯を手に入れるためだけに存在するもの。約束など何事もなかったかのように破り捨てるに決まっています。
How naive! You would trust the words of an Einsborn master? That clan only exists to acquire the Holy Grail. She will break any promises to you in an instant. No, she won't. You're going too far, Saber. Ilya is Ilya. I don't know what the Einsmans are like, but don't lump her in with them.
確かにその通りでした。シローの発言は正しい。
Indeed, what you say is correct, Shiro. When Saber...
まあ、あんな小声で主張されても説得力はありませんでしたが。
I must say, your voice was so meek. You were not persuasive in the least. It's because of how angry she was. Is that wrong of me?
いいです。わかりました。今のままでは令状を使われかねませんから。シローが信じたイリアスフィールを私も信じるとしましょう。
You will understand. At this rate, you will be forced to use a command spell. You trust Iliasville, and I trust you. Saber.
ですが私は会いませんからね。イリアスフィールと対峙して私が冷静でいられるとは限りませんし、イリアスフィールとて私を前にしては身構えるでしょう。
But I will not meet her. I cannot guarantee that I will keep my composure if I see her face to face, and my presence would only put her on her guard. All right. Then what are you going to do?
以前使っていた客まで待機しています。万が一の時は駆けつけますから心配なさらずに。
I will stand by in the guest room I used before. Do not worry, I will come running at the first sign of danger. Okay. Sorry, Saber. This is,
分かっています。あなたにキリツグと聖杯戦争の関係を話したのは私だ。ならば、こうなることも覚悟しておくべきだったのです。
I know. I'm the one who told you about Kiritsugu's connection to the Holy Grail War. So I should have been prepared for this eventually. Saber sighs and goes off to the guest room. That makes sense. Saber was Kiritsugu's servant last time. I wouldn't be surprised if she realized Ilya's relationship with Kiritsugu.
お邪魔します。ってここがシローのお家なんだ。
Pardon the intrusion. So this is your house, Shiro? Ilya enters the house timidly, despite her spirited greeting. I'll make tea first. Come on, the living room is this way.
はーい。あ、板張りの廊下だね。聞いてた通り、日本の建物だ。
Okay. Oh, you have a wooden floor at all. It's really a Japanese building, just like I heard. Ilya gawks in every direction while she walks. Well, it must be a pretty unusual sight for her. She lives in a castle. Here's your tea. At first I was going to make you black tea, but I'm not good at it, as I can't measure up to at what you have at home anyway. So Japanese tea. If it's too bitter, just let me know. I can dilute it. I'll hold out a second cup of hot water. I use the best green tea I have, so there shouldn't be any complaints about the flavor. It's just a matter of whether she's preferring bitter or sweet tea.
ありがとうシロー。いただきます。
Thanks, Shiro. Ilya sits down properly and takes another sip of her tea. Ilya freezes. Figures. I went out of my way, but maybe I should have just made her milk tea or something. Sorry, it must be bitter. Don't force yourself to drink it. I'll make you a new one.
そんなことないよ。 手前でした。
No, that's not it. The tea was very well brewed. Elia bows and compliments me in the traditional manner. I wonder where she learned that to do. Then little by little she starts sipping the tea. I won't stop her if that's what she wants. Along with the tea, I present a collection of well-regarded Japanese sweets. That we always have with tea. Once tea time is over, Elia wants to explore the house. Sure, it isn't very interesting though.
いいの。ただ見たいだけなんだから。魔術的な価値がないのは入った時に分かったし、シローは案内してくれるだけでいいよ。
That's okay, I just want to see. I knew as soon as I came in that it has no magical value, so you can just show me around. And so, I take Ilya on a walking tour of my house, where she gives me a running commentary.
思ったより狭いんだね。回廊のくせに片っぽはガラスだし、これじゃあ襲われた時に困るよ。
It's more spacious than I expected. You've got glass windows lining one side of a hallway. Isn't that bad if someone attacks you? For instance,
これがシローの部屋？嘘よ。こんなとこに人なんて住めないんだから。
wait, this is your room? I can't believe someone actually lives in here. For instance,
ここが庭？日本の魔術師は大変ね。こんな猫の額ぐらいのガーデンじゃ何も育てられないじゃない。
this is a backyard? Japanese mages have it tough. You can't grow anything in a tiny garden like this. For instance,
知ってる。ここ道場って言うんでしょ？
I know what this is. A dojo, right?
おじいさまが言ってたもの。連中は裸足で切り合う野蛮人だって。
Grandfather told me it's a place where barefooted savages swing sword at each other. For instance,
いや、物置の中なんて見たくない。そういうところは使用人に任せておけばいいんだから。
no, I don't want to see your shed. It's a place for servants to use. For instance, she sure has a lot to say about it all. Still, it looks like she's having fun.
ねえ、次はまだあっちの方行ってないよ。早く行こうしろ。
Hey, what's next? We haven't been over here, there. Come on, Shiro. She hurries me along. Fine, fine. This is the back part of our house. We haven't used it in the last few years, so don't mind the dust. Ilya runs down the hallway, shouting excitedly. Oh, damn, wow. I don't know why she's so happy to be here, but that alone makes it worth the trouble. But in the middle of it all, Ilya settles down and she just looks through the rooms. Maybe she's tired. Ilya goes through the rest of the house without saying a word. I give her the remainder of it, the remainder of a tour. And then we are back in the living room. That's all. A separate guest house, but we have to skip that today. Saber's sleeping in there. From behind, she looks dispirited.
そっか。これで全部なんだ。
Oh, that's all, huh? Ilya, what's wrong? Are you tired?
うん。ちょっと疲れちゃった。だって、誰もいないんだもん。
Yeah, a little. There's no one here. When she turns to look at me, she looks like a little girl her age. She's just Ilya, not a master.
私、復讐に来たのに、その相手がもういないのって、悲しいね。
I came here for revenge, but I'm sad that there's no one here to take revenge on. She murmurs to herself. Silent tears fall down her cheeks.
あれ、おかしいな。私泣いてるみたい。怖いことも悲しいこともなかったのに。変だよね。
Huh? That's weird. I'm crying. There isn't anything to be sad about or scared of. Ilya looks sincerely puzzled. There's a reason, of course. The person she resented for years isn't here in this house. She came here with only vengeance and murder on her mind, and missed her chance to achieve closure. Ilya will von Einsburn. She has a reason for wanting to kill me and Kiritsuku. And that would be...
行こう、シロ。そろそろ帰らないと日が暮れちゃう。
Let's go, Shiro. I should go home before the sun sets. Damn. That was sad. If you've watched Fate Zero, you know, and, well... You never get to see that interaction. Sadly.
夜になる前に別れないと戦いになっちゃうよ、私たち。
We end up fighting unless we say goodbye before it's nighttime. Ilya states that fact with a smile. What should I say to that? Yeah, I walk you to the park.
シロ、ちゃんとレディーな扱い方分かってるじゃない。
Okay, you sure know how to treat a lady? A smile is so innocent. Ilya runs to the front door like nothing happened, her silver hair swaying. And that's the third time I said farewell to her. My footsteps feel heavy on the way home. I take my time, as if walking through the familiar town and streets for the first time. I have a lot to think about, and I've been made to realize how important Ilya is to me. Perhaps should Ilya and I fight each other as masters? Or should I convince Ilya to quit this war?
とりわけマキリとアインスベルンの執念は深い。
The Mercuries in Einsburns have an especially deep obsession.
奴らの祈願は500年と1000年だ。
They have sought the Holy Grail for 500 and 1000 years, respectively. That's what Kotomine said. Is there a way to pull Ilya away from people who have been after the Holy Grail for such a long time? No, before even that. Right now, I don't know how to set her free from the desire for vengeance. I return to the Emir house. The sunset bathes the town in twilight. Okay, I need to get my head back on straight. I clap my cheeks to clear my mind. I have to deal with Ilya and Shinji eventually. But the top priority now is stopping Kersta from attacking any more people. I won't let the tragedy of 10 years ago repeat itself. That's why I decided to be a master and fight with Saber. Hmm? Sakura's shoes are in the entrance. Given the time, she must be back from club practice. Oh, I'm home. Oh, Sakura, you're asleep? I found Sakura asleep in the living room. She must be tired from her club activities. She slumped over the table, or rather lying nearly supine on the tatami floor. She must be exhausted. You'd be going to school and club practice right after getting sick and helping me, or here on top of that. You work yourself too hard, Sakura. Across the living room, taking care not to wake her up. Ben? I bring a blanket from a bedroom. Yeah, you catch another cold if you don't cover up. I gently drape it over her, as soon as as not to disturb her. And Sakura looks up dreamily at me, as if she isn't quite here yet. Something's different about her. It's like she isn't the Sakura I know, who laughs and helps me in the kitchen while wearing an apron. There's something almost erotic about her that I've never seen. What's going on right now? What? Sakura, I've brought you a blanket. I make excuses, failing utterly to hide how bothered I am. Suddenly, something white coiled smoothly around my neck. She's close enough to me that I can feel her breathing. Her fingers caresses my neck, and her feminine body fills my vision, meeting no resistance. Sakura, hold on. I can't breathe properly, nor from a sentence. Sakura isn't fully awake. Nor form a sentence. Oh. A drowsy, almost intoxicated gaze is proof enough. So I should put a stop to this right now and pull away from her. I can't take my eyes off her body. I watch where her hair flows down her neck. I'm drawn by the yearning gasps escaping her lips, by her bosom straining against her shirt. She went and grew up before I knew it, and now she's right in front of me. It's a dizzying sight. The hands around my neck grow a little firmer. My face draws close. My will to resist slips away, captivated by those charming lips. My rational mind skids to a halt. Everything I forbid myself from thinking or noticing, all that boring, useless common sense crumbles away. Sakura. My heart pounds to a thunderous rhythm. The beat is so palpable, it's almost painful. I can't think anymore, I just...
Shiro, 帰ってきたのですか?
Wow. Shiro, you're back. I leap into the air. With speed and agility unlike anything I've ever achieved before, I stick the landing on the table.
素晴らしい動きです。しかしシロ、テーブルの上に乗るのはどうかと思うのですが。
Oh. Such an airhead. That was a splendid maneuver, Shiro. However, you shouldn't stand on the dining table. Right, I just move on impulse. I sheepishly get down from the table. As for Sakura, the arms she had around me are splayed out on the floor, and she's fast asleep again.
シロ、顔が真っ赤ですが、何かあったのですか？視線も落ち着かないようですし、気にかかることでも。
Shiro, you look quite flushed. Are you alright? You also seem unsettled. Is something bothering you? No, not really. Let's take this to the dojo. I want to let Sakura rest. So let's bar until dinner.
いい心がけです、シロ。昨日の休息で私の体調も万全ですし、今夜の戦いに備えるとしましょうか。
I commend your initiative. I'm ready to fight thanks to yesterday's rest. So let us prepare for tonight's combat. Saber goes off to the dojo without questioning my suspicious behavior. Anyway, I'm safe for now. Saber may not have noticed, but I'm glad that the situation didn't go any further, because I couldn't have resisted on my own. That is, if I'd laid a hand on Sakura while she was half asleep, the guilt would drive me to kill myself right here, seriously.
けど先輩、稽古もいいですけど、ほどほどにしないとダメです。突き指でも大変なのに、指の骨が折れかかるなんて普通じゃないと思います。
It's good to train, but you shouldn't do it. You should do it in moderation. Jamming a finger is painful enough, but people aren't supposed to nearly break bones during practice. Sakura, can't you wrap the bandages a little slower?
痛いのは当たり前です。こんな怪我してるのに放っておいたら腫れるに決まってるじゃないですか。これも顛末と思って諦めてください。
Of course it hurts, but if I don't do that, it's going to swell. Consider this just dessert for being so careless. Sakura tapes my middle finger tightly. She does it skillfully. She probably sees a lot of sprained fingers in the Kyoto Club. Still, she could be gentler about it.
それに、セイバーさんもセイバーさんです。
It goes for you too, Saber.
先輩より上手なら、もう少しやりようがあるんじゃないですか？先輩、体のところどころが腫れ上がってて、これじゃお風呂にも入れません。
If you're more skilled than Senpai is, shouldn't you be more careful with him? He bruised all over, so he can't even take a bath.
さくら、言葉を返しますが、それはシロが望んだことです。
Sakura, I should note that Shiro requested this.
私はシロの要求に応えたに過ぎない。
All I did was give him the initiative he asked for.
それに今夜の怪我はシロにも責任がある。
Intensity he
自
asked
分
for,
から手
sorry.
合わせを願ったというのに、集中力が全くなかったのですから。
And Shiro, you bear some responsibility for this as well. You should not have asked me to spar with you if you were going to be so unfocused. Saber looks at me displeased. I don't have any excuse for that.
先輩、気分でも悪かったんですか？
Senpai, are you not feeling well?
その不確かな気持ちのまま道場に入るなんて先輩らしくないですよね。
It's not very like you to enter the dojo when you're so distracted.
全くです。一体何に気を取られていたのですか、シロは。竹刀を握っても見ているのは食うばかりで、気迫が全く感じられなかった。
Exactly. What was going through your head? Even with swords in your hand, you kept staring off to the distance. In the distance, I didn't feel any drive from you at all. Sakura's on my mind, but I obviously can't say that. The memory alone is enough to speed up my heart.
先輩、まだ痛いところがあるんですか?
Senpai, does it still hurt somewhere? Worried, Sakura leans in slightly. No, I'm fine now. I just have indigestion because I ate too much. So if you make me some tea, that would really help. I splutter and back away from Sakura.
そうですね。それじゃあ、食後のお茶入れてきます。
Alright, I'll make tea then. Sakura stands up to go to the kitchen counter. It almost gave me a heart attack. The sight of her sleeping in the living room is still burned into my memory, so having her come so close makes me really self-conscious.
セイバーさん、お茶でいいですか?
Would you like some too, Saber?
はい。ぬるめでお願いします。
Yes, I have it warm, please. Sakura briskly makes us tea. I should be used to seeing her from behind, but for some reason it feels so fresh. Damn it. Where's my mind going? Saber's right, I've been acting off for a while. Just seeing Sakura is enough to remind me of her sleeping from earlier and those soft lips. Damn, I'm pathetic. She's precious family to me, and someone who looks up to me. Why am I seeing her this way now? Shit. I know damn well why. Sakura's pretty, I've noticed that for a long time. But even knowing that, I've tried to interact with her and her alone as a senpai. I like Sakura. Before I knew it, I started taking her presence for granted. It gave me comfort. Not in a romantic sense, mind you. I've never wanted to be physically intimate with her. I know she's a girl, but I wasn't conscious of her as a member of the opposite sex. Except, this isn't because I don't think she is. But rather, it was trying not to see her that way.
先輩、どうぞ、お茶入りました。
Here's your tea. Yeah, thanks, Sakura.
どういたしまして。先輩も夕食、ご苦労様でした。
You're welcome. Thank you for making dinner. Sakura smiles happily. Just that is enough to cheer me up. It seems like she really enjoyed the pork meatballs with grilled vegetables that I've made for dinner. Sakura sets down Saber cup of tea, then returns to her seat at the table. Saber accepts the green tea, looking content to have tea after dinner.
いただきます。しかし、タイガはどうしたのでしょうね。ここのところ、彼女の姿はあまり見ませんが。
Thank you. Thank you. How's Saiga doing, by the way? I haven't seen her around lately. Fujine called earlier and said she won't be coming tonight. I didn't ask for details, but she said she was visiting the hospital.
そうですか。タイガはシローのくせに詳しいですから、もう少し話が聞きたかったのですが。
I see. She's familiar with your habits. I was hoping to talk to her about it more.
仕方ありません。シローの強化は次の機会にするとしましょう。
I suppose we have to postpone your training for now then. Are you saying I'm still beginner after training for the last couple days?
当然です。今までの鍛錬は単に今のシローができることを体で知ってもらっただけですから。
Of course. Our training to date has been only to gain an appreciation of what you are physically capable of.
シローの特性を生かした生存方法を考慮するのはこれからです。
Next, I will think of ways to help you survive using your own abilities. Oh, that sounds like it's gonna be tough.
厳しいというのであれば厳しいですが、そもそも今までの鍛錬は準備運動に過ぎません。
Yes, you may find the training severe. So far, we have only been warming up. Damn. Really? I don't know whether or not to be grateful to Fujine for not coming over tonight.
何ですか今のため息は。シロー、これはあなたのためになることであって。さくら。
What are you sighing for? This is for your sake. Sakura? Saber looks at Sakura. Huh? I follow her gaze. Oh no. Sakura's breathing is labored. Sakura! I rush over to grab her by her shoulders.
先輩、何でしょうか。
Senpai, is something wrong? You stupid, you're pushing yourself without telling us again. Actually, she isn't. Sakura's shoulders aren't warm, and she doesn't look tired. She just stares up at me, confused. Huh? You just looked like you were feeling sick again.
いえ、違いますよ。私、ちょっと寝ちゃってただけです。
No, I'm fine. I just fell asleep for a few seconds. She chuckles sheepishly. Don't scare me like that. I thought your cold came back.
すみません。今日は一日中眠くて、気を抜くとまぶたが落ちちゃうんです。
Sorry, I've been feeling sleepy all day. So my eyes start to close as soon as I relax. Yeah, I did see you napping earlier this evening. You're tired, just go lie down. I clean up the rest.
はい、そうですね。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて、先に失礼させてもらいます。
Okay. Then I take you up on that. Thank you. Sakura gives me a slight bow and thanks and leaves the living room. She looks steady on her feet, so maybe she really just didn't get enough sleep last night. The moon wanes. A strong wind brings clouds over that cover its pale brilliance. Oh, should I stop? I'm kind of in the flow right now. I kind of want to continue, but I don't really know what's gonna happen this night. Is it gonna be a long or a short thing? I don't know. Let's continue. Maybe I cut it in half or something like that. Step outside quietly to let Sakura rest. It's 10 p.m. We're starting our patrol early to make up for yesterday. After we beat Caster, I got complacent, and that led to me more innocent casualties. If she's still alive and going after more civilians, then I need to settle this for good tonight. We go down the hill and arrive at the intersection. The question is where to go from here.
シロ、サーバントの気配です。
Shiro, I sense a servant. My clothes saber?
距離的には問題ありません。シローの足を考慮しても全力で追跡すれば5分ほどで追いつけます。
Distance is of no concern. Even taking your speed in account, we can catch up to them in about 5 minutes if you hurry.
マスター、指示を。
What are your orders, Master? Saber's asking me whether we should pursue or observe the enemy. You don't even need to think about it. Let's go. Lead the way, Saber. Saber starts running. It looks like she's headed east, towards the big bridge connecting Miyama and Shinto. The instant I step foot into the park, I am assailed by a nauseating aura. The air feels tainted. A rotting odor reaches my nostrils. Just being here is enough to turn my stomach. Light dizziness and discomfort in my throat tear at my consciousness.
シロ、あれを。
Shiro, over there! I fight down the nausea and look across the park, where I see
ヘミヤ君？
Tosaka and Archer. Their backs to us and
どうやら新手が来たようじゃな。
oh no. It seems we have visitors. That old man, Zoken Mato. One look is enough to understand the situation. Tosaka and Zoken are fighting. Dozens of small insects things are scattered at Tosaka's feet. Several times their numbers surround Archer. Zoken must be using some kind of magecraft to attack them.
誰かと思えばセーバーのマスターか。
Oh, if it isn't the master of Saber.
いやはやこれはしたり。助っ人を用意しておくとは当社の娘にしては頭が回る。
Well, good heavens. But Tosaka's girl is a smart one. To have reinforcements at the ready.
そんなわけないでしょ。あんたを押さえつけて白状させるのなんて私とアーチャーだけで十分よ。
Obviously not. Archer and I are enough to hold you down, to make you spill your guts.
あそこにいるのはただの観客。私とは関係ないんだから。
That's just an observer. He has nothing to do with me. Tosaka stays focused on Zoken, not paying us a second thought. So I expected.
あんた何やってんのよ。こんな時にやってくるなんて死にたいの？
What the heck are you doing here at a time like this? Are you trying to get yourself killed? Jesus, a fresh round of complaints out at me.
シロ、
I know, this isn't the time to fight Tosaka and Archer. I feel danger from the old man, just as Tosaka wanted to take her eyes off him. He's a monster that lives off human blood. The descendant of a Mercury is trying to acquire the Holy Grail, into a person who made Shinji into a master. I can't just stand aside and let this fight play out.
隠しておきたかったが仕方あるまい。わしとてサーバントを2体敵に回しては生き残れんからの。
I've hoped to keep this secret, but you leave me little choice. I doubt I can survive a battle against two servants after all. The cane in his hand rings out. With a thud, he plants his arcane-looking cane onto the brick ground. And instantly, something that should be dead appears to defend the old man. Caster, damn it, she's really still alive!
シロ、下がって。あれはキャスターですが、キャスターではありません。外装能力はそのままですが、意志である魂を感じない。
Stand back, Shiro. That thing is caster yet not caster. Its appearance and abilities remain, but I don't feel a soul giving it thought.
あれはキャスターの死骸を別のもので補っただけの模造品です。
It is merely an imitation wearing caster's corpse. Saber steps forward, invisible sword at the ready.
ほう、さすがはセーバー。一目でわしのからくりを見抜きおったが。いやはや、これでは信じ程度のライダーがかなわんのも道理。
Impressive, Saber. You figured out my puppet in a single glance. No wonder Shinji and Ryder didn't stand a chance.
キャスターもなすすべなくお主に敗れたように、そこのアーチャーとてお主の敵ではあるまい。
Just as Caster fell to you with little resistance, I doubt Archer would fare much better.
向上はそれだけか。
Is that all you have to say?
我らを図った罪だけではない。
You've done more than deceive us.
敵同士とはいえ、キャスターとてサーバントに選ばれた英霊だ。その亡骸をもてあそぶからには、相応の覚悟があるのだろうな。
Or we may be foes. Caster was a heroic spirit chosen to be a servant. You must be prepared for the consequences for humiliating her corpse.
さて、わしは使われなくなったものを拾っただけよ。
Now. I simply picked up something that was no longer in use.
それを下道というのなら構わんがな、セイバー。それではお主の行く末はその下道にも劣ってしまうぞ。
Consider that abhorrent, Saber. But I have something more fiendish in store for you.
何しろその身は最高のサーバント。
You are the supreme servant.
ならば、このようなムクロより、お主を屈服させるが最上じゃ。その体を我が虫どもに食わせ、そこなムクロと同じ命運をたどらせよ。
It makes you a far greater price to break than this pile of bones. I will feed you your flesh to my worms, and give you a fate just like her corpse.
貴様。
You wretch.
何を憤る。所詮サーバントなど主の道具、どのように刺激するかなど問題ではあるまい。霊樹で縛られるも、死してなお使われるも同じ。ならば、心ない人形と化すが、うぬらのためであろう。
Why so angry? Servants are ultimately tools to be used as their lords see fit. It is no different from being bound by a command spell after death. Why, you should thank me for turning you into mindless puppets. Off-servant charge. As if an unspoken agreement, Saber and Archer race forward to cut down the crackling fiend. Two blades just descend upon Caster. The result was obvious from the start. Caster can't beat Saber. Even if Zoken pulls her strings, her disadvantage is still clear. Unscathed by Caster's magecraft, Saber finishes off her opponent for the second time. The dead servant husk collapses. Saber stands over Caster's remains, observing her final moments. She makes absolutely sure that Caster is gone, back from whence she came, so that her corpse will never be misused by a mortal mage. That's Tosaka's voice. I turn to see that Zoken has disappeared. He must sacrifice Caster as a distraction to aid his escape. But Saber saw it coming and was ready for Caster. Archer was never after Caster to begin with. He was focused on the puppeteer instead. That's enough. Without hesitation, he cleaves through Zoken's body. Zoken's upper body crumbles to the ground. Oh my. He hears slithering sound. Old man missing his body from the waist down slithers along the ground, leaking some gruesome substance.
終わりだ、魔術師。過去からの経験でな、お前のような妖物は早めに処理することにしている。
You're finished, mage. I've been around long enough to know that fiends like you need to be dealt with quickly. Archer's short sword cut upward in a second arc, That will finish Zoken. No matter how mortal he is, he'll die if you crush his head. He was already on the verge of death anyway. Without natural healing abilities like those of a servant, severe wounds hasten his death by the second. Archer goes for a killing blow to make absolutely certain the mage is dead. Huh? No, he tries to, but he freezes in his tracks. Archer isn't the only one who senses it. Everybody here does. Tosaka and Saber, Archer and I. Even the dying Zoken trembles in astonishment at the sudden appearance. The park becomes inky black. Ink black, sorry. The damp air freezes over instantly. Even my pounding heart begins to slow. Something bad is nearby. I have to run. I can't be around it. My body understands this even better than my brain, but it rejects my commands to flee. It knows that running is futile. It rules out escape as an option, because there's no getting away once you run into that thing. I tremble. My paralyzed neck begins to move. My eyes track to the park entrance, where stands a shadow. Space twists. I like to believe that I'm just hallucinating, that I'm losing my grip on reality due to the extreme distress. Whatever that is, I've never seen anything like it. The shadow stands there, upright and ethereal. It seems light enough to be blown away by a breeze, but its gravity is more commanding than anything else here. It has no intellect, no reason. It isn't even a living creature. The black shadow stays where it is, piercing the night like a skyscraper. And for some reason, I find the sight nostalgic.
Arien.
Impossible. I hear Or's wizened voice. The only person who manages to talk to is the dying old man.
Arien.
Impossible. Inconceivable. This cannot be. He crawls away, wailing. Zoken Mato flees from Archer's sword, and leaves the park as fast as he can. It isn't because he had stamina to spare. It's simple. His wholehearted fear of a sinister shadow was enough to whip his wasted carcass into action. Nobody can move. Tosaka and I tremble. Saber and Archer are frozen still, as if mesmerized by something. It's a monster of a deep sea. It's a completely stopped, silent world. Only the shadow sways. In the completely stopped, silent world. And for the first time, it shows signs of having a will. It has no eyes, no limbs, no body. And yet, a shadow stretches out from its feet. It casts a long shade under the moonlight. Slowly it turns to point at Tausaka, like a snake that just discovered prey. Tausaka can't move. She hasn't noticed the change in the shadow. Saber is too far. Archer starts running. The shadow stretches. Suddenly and without warning, it covers dozens of meters. Saka, look out! I frantically shove her aside. I can't hear her voice. The instant I push Tosaka, something incomprehensible swallows me. I hear a splash and feel something crushing my body. So much wasn't wrong. So my hunch wasn't wrong. A shower of liquid, like having a dump truck. What? Like having a dump truck emptied on me. Sorry. Submerges me from head to toe. I'm in the deep ocean now. But it's hot. This is way too hot for seawater. It's boiling cold tar. It sticks to my skin, shutting off me off from my basic life functions. Rather than being underwater, it's like... I feel nauseous, repulsed. I feel nauseous, repulsed, nauseous, repulsed.
Emiya-kun?
At the voice, I open my eyes. My body feels hot. The nausea won't go away. My head feels woozy, and I can't even stand up on my own.
目が覚めた？大丈夫？私がわかる？
Are you awake? It's okay now. Do you recognize me? I feel someone slapping my cheeks. Sorry. Yeah. Only you would slap me at a time like this, Tosaka.
よかった。減らず口を言えるなら大丈夫ね。
Thank God. If you can snark, then you must be fine. I wasn't trying to be flippant. It's just how I feel.
バカ、何笑ってるのよ。言っとくけど、礼は言わないわよ。あんな真似は二度としないで。助けてもらった相手に死なれたら、借りを返すこともできなくなる。
What are you laughing at, stupid? Just so you know, I'm not thanking you. Never pull something like that again. If you die, I won't be able to repay my debt. She shoots me a glare. Even so, Tosaka has one hand supporting my back, while the other is holding my hand as if to check my temperature. Tosaka, did something weird happen?
消えたわ。エミヤくんが影の上に立って倒れたと思ったらもういなかった。あれ自身はあっちの方からやってきたみたいだけど。
You disappeared. You stepped on the shadow, and I thought you fell, but you were just gone. I think it came from over where. Tosaka looks to the southern sky. No, the southwest, and grinds her teeth. But it felt like I was wrapped up in there forever.
本当？あなたが私を突き飛ばしてから今まで10秒も経ってないわよ。その証拠に、ほら。
Really? It's been less than 10 seconds since you jumped into that thing. I prove it. Look.
シロ。
Shiro. Saber comes running.
またあなたは無茶な真似をして。
Why did you attempt such folly again? Saber supports me on her shoulder and takes me from
離
Tosaka.
れなさい、アーチャーのマスター。それ以上我がマスターに近寄るのなら敵対行為とみなします。
Stay away, Master of Archer. If you approach my master again, I will consider it a hostile action.
何？もしかして私も敵？
Wait, what? Are we enemies?
当然でしょう。あなたはマスターであり、アーチャーを連れている。
Of course. You are a master and you've brought Archer with you.
何のつもりでシロがあなたをかばったかは知りませんが、みすみす我が主に近づかせることはできない。
I don't know what Shiro motive was for protecting you, but I cannot allow anyone else to approach my master. Saber glares at Tosaka. Oh, no. Come to think of it, I've never updated Saber on the situation. It's not like that, Saber. Tosaka and I have a truce right now. Until we defeat Kasa, that is.
シロ、しっかり気をつけて。
Shiro, stop. You must rest. I said she isn't our enemy. We have a deal.
わかりました。あなたがそう言うのなら彼女とは争いません。ですから。
I understand. If you say so, then I won't fight her. So please. Yeah, sorry. To be honest, I can't talk. I desperately cling to consciousness as my mind strains under chills and nausea. I can pass out once I get home. Until then, I need to keep my mind together at least.
助かったか。ま、本体に触れたわけでもなし、実体のあるものなら怒りを移された程度だろう。
He survived? Well, he didn't touch the main body. Someone with a physical body might get off with only a fever. Archer comes over. His expression is neutral, even though he let Zoken escape. He is the calmest one here.
アーチャー、あなたは今の影が何者か知っているのですか？
Archer, do you know something about that shadow?
さてな。だが、これで一つはっきりした。キャスターナキアと町の人間から魔力を吸い上げているのは今の影だろうよ。
Not really. But one thing is for certain. That is what has been taking magic energy from the people around the city ever since Caster died. Archer sounds indifferent. Then he directs his attention to me on the ground.
どうやら支援を優先できる状況ではなくなったようだ。そうだろ、エミヤシロ。
It appears this is no longer the time to settle personal grievances. Isn't that right, Shiro Emiya? Huh?
あれが何であるかはお前の直感が正しい。
Your instincts are correct about what that thing is.
サーバントとして召喚されたというのに、結局はあれの相手をさせられるというわけだ。
To think I'd be summoned as a servant, but end up fighting that.
アーチャー、あなたは一体。
Archer, what are you?
そうか。君はまだ守護者ではなかったな。では、あの手の類と対峙したことはなかろう。まったく、いずこにいようとやることに変わりがないとはな。
Ah, right. You aren't a guardian yet. You want to face its kind before, but grief. The job never changes, no matter where I go. Red Knight leaves, beckoning Tosaka to go with him. But before he does...
いや、そう悲観したものではないか。
The prospects aren't so grim quite yet.
まだことは起きていない。後始末にとどまるか、その前に型をつけるのか。今回は摘み取れる可能性がまだ残されているのだから。
Nothing has happened yet. Will you survive and clean up the aftermath? Or nip this in the bud? There's still avenues open to you. He murmurs, gazing up at the stairs. The flickering repeats. Fever permeates my body and I can't feel myself walking. Someone said something about catching a fever. Feels like mosquitoes carrying fever are spreading through my body and swarming around my fingertips.
先輩
In my days, I can't distinguish dreams from reality. It's like I'm already asleep and trying my damnedest to escape from the dream back to my bedroom.
さくら、睡眠中ではなかったのですか？
Sakura, weren't you asleep?
どいてください。そんな支え方じゃ先輩が辛くなる。
Please move out of the way. The way you're holding him, it'll just be more painful for him.
いえ、これは私が任されたことです。
No, this is my duty.
それに、何らかの病だとしたら、あなたにまで移ってしまう。
Besides, if he contracted some disease, it could spread to you.
そんなことを言ってるんじゃありません。
That is not what I mean.
セイバーさん、あなたと先輩が何をしているのかは知りません。聞いても答えてもらえないことだって分かっていますから、問いただすこともしませんでした。
Saber, I don't know what you've been doing with Senpai. I know you won't tell me, so I haven't bothered to ask.
けど、あなたが来てから先輩は毎日辛そうでした。
But every day since you've arrived, Senpai has looked like he's suffering.
それだけならよかったのに、今夜は怪我をして帰ってきたんです。
If that was all, I would have tolerated it. But he came back injured tonight.
さくら、それは。
Sakura,
セイバーさんの事情は知りません。けど、もう少しうまいやり方があるんじゃないですか？
I don't know what your circumstances are, but there has to be a better way than this.
それができないって言うなら、せめて先輩を巻き込むのはやめてください。
If you can't even manage that, then don't involve him any further. I'm brought back to my room. Someone next to me, putting me to bed, I think. I think they whispered into my ear, but I couldn't make it out. Did they say we were reckless? Did they apologize to me? Anyway, that's the last thing I heard. My consciousness starts to fade as soon as I lie down. Everything I see squirms like worms until I pass out. And another interlude.
じゃ、またね。明日こそ遅刻しないでよ。
See ya, don't be late tomorrow. She sees her friend off, an odd timbre in her farewell. No one else is around, and the traffic circle is completely still. Did her friend take the last taxi home? Or are they occupied? Are they all occupied? In any case, the park in front of the train station, unusually well lit, is filled with loiterers and cold and lifeless.
ま、こんな日もあるか。
Hmm, I guess that's the kind of night. She walks home, tipsy. She doesn't mind that the last train already left, nor that there aren't any taxis nearby. Her apartment is just around the corner. She's used to going home alone after seeing off her friend, who lives in the town 3 train stops away. She walks through the middle of a roundabout, abandoned even though it isn't midnight yet, and takes the path home in high spirits. And yet, when did it all stop being just another night? An empty city, a black alley. The light doesn't reach. A back alley. The cold creeping out from the shadows. Some formless anxiety grates away her composure.
ちょっと誰かいるの？
Hey, is someone there? She turns around, her follower in a silent, unfriendly shadow. She quickens her walk. She begins to think it's dangerous to be here. She doesn't think she's overreacting. She doesn't feel anyone following her to begin with. Her instincts aren't good enough to sense danger even if someone was stalking her. She's just a normal, decent city dweller.
ちょっと何よこれ。
Wait, what's going on? And yet, she suddenly begins to tremble. The unpleasant feeling identifies. This is just like that one time when she was a child, when she woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't move. It feels like the anxiety of having the entire world rejecting her. Like that night when she thought someone was lurking in the corner of her bedroom. She couldn't even get up to go to the bathroom and pretend to sleep until morning. Before she knows it, she's jogging. This isn't her usual route home. The path before her is dangerous. Either path is pitch black. Relying on the same intuition that told her she was in danger, she finds herself nearly stumbling as she runs towards safety. When did the jog become a headlong sprint? She knows that it's comical to be so afraid of something she can't even see, but she can't stop. She scrambles down the street like a mad dog. It's strange how her throat is parched, yet she isn't sweating at all. The city at night. A string of unexplained accidents. She tells herself that the rumors never mentioned anything about a slasher. There's no one else around. Tonight of all nights, the streets are empty. Does no one really care? It feels like she's in an imitation of a city she knows so well. In a place where no one will ever find her. At last, she comes to the end of a line.
おかしいな。どうして？
That is weird. Why did she come here?
何してんだろう私。
What am I even doing? So hilarious. She barely laughs because it's funny. Her throat feels like it belongs to someone else. All she did was run. She thought that there would be no going back if she took a normal way home. So she chose a different route that would take her to a safe place, and now... Finally, she realizes that there was never any escape to begin with. Just as just as something can jump at you out of the grass, other things can pounce on you from the tree branches. At first, it drops on her head. Nobody hears the scream. Her body hits the pavement. There's sharp pain in her ankles. It hurts so bad. It must be a joke, like she's lost everything from the heel down. It can't possibly be true. So she tries wiggling her fingers only to find that she can't feel anything. Instead, something is burrowing into the part of her that's missing. With bloody but still functioning eyes, she looks to see what it is. Oh. She can't see anymore. All she knows is that something doesn't understand its gathering in her body. For some reason, her eyes can't process what they see. The worms wriggle their way inside. When she was a child, she once saw a bathtub sponge infested by maggots. This looks just like that. A closer image would be inchworms squirming in an apple hole. But that's so weird. The realistic image don't line up with the events unfolding before her eyes. After all, this cannot be happening. Not to her. It'll be midnight soon. I need to go home, fill up the bath, ouch. Laugh about all the stuff that happened today. It hurts, and I dry my hair. It hurts. I catch up on all the shows I've recorded. Go back to my room. Set my alarm. I wanna go home and wake up in the morning. Go home. Go to work. Need to go home. To go home.
会社に部屋に戻りたいのに
I need to go to work. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home.
どっか行け。違うって言ってるでしょ。やめてよ。お願いします。私を部屋に返してください。お願い。いや、あんたたちもうやだ。何勝手に私の。
Go away. This is not right. Stop. Please. Let me go home. Please. Please, no. Stop it all of you. Why me? The tragedy ends when in less than 5 minutes. It was a gruesome scene that might be described as a meal. If one were to define meal as a simple acquisition of nutrition. The fallen thing rises. What was once a woman can only be now described as a wizened old man.
こればかりはいつになっても慣れんものだな。
The swapping of heads is the part I can never get used to. A horse voice rasps. The swarm of insects is gone. Having finished their meal, they return to their nest inside the aged body. In other words, they hollowed out the inside of a woman and turned it into their own. Something witnessed it happen. up above. A mismatched white face floats in the gaps between tree branches. It's a mask made of human skull, locked in a jester's smile. Its owner is, of course, the seventh servant who killed Lancer, assassin. The masterless heroic spirit born from a false servant.
器用なものだ。先ほどの体も元より借り物だったということか。
Very clever. So your previous body was a borrowed one as well.
ほう、見ておったのか、アサシン。そうよ。わしの肉体はとうの昔に滅び去っておる。こうしてすでに出来上がっている体に寄生するだけの老いぼれでな。他の者どものように日の元に出られる体ではない。
Oh, you are watching, assassin. Yes, my original body has long since wasted away. Now I am reduced to a body that can only parasitize others and cannot go out under the light of the sun like those others. The cackling comes from none other than Zoken Mato. It took him only minutes to attack and take over the woman. No matter how impressive a mage she is, the speed of their act was abnormal.
そうか。元の体などどうでもよい。単に一人分の肉が必要なだけなのだな。そうして得た肉を好みの形に作り上げるわけか。
I see. The woman's body itself doesn't matter. You simply need a person's weight and flesh, so that you could remake it in your own image.
どのみち中身は虫どもなのだ。人間としての機能は虫どもが果たす。まさに擬態よな。
After all, the insides is filled with insect that fulfill your human functions, like mimicry.
ほほう、わずか一日で饒舌になったではないか、アサシン。その様では、己が望みを思い出したか。
Aha! You have become so loquacious in the span of only a single day. Then, have you remembered your wish?
無論。我は同じ望みを持つ召喚者にのみ呼び出される。魔術師殿の不死への渇望が好みを招いたのだ。故に、私が望むは永遠のみ。
Of course. We are only summoned by those who share the same desire, Lord Mage. The craving for immortality is what invited me here. Thus, I wish only for eternity.
だが、
Although, the black shadow sways. The expressionless skull makes eye. The skull masks eye. Old man dubiously.
いささか疑問が生じた。魔術師殿はすでに不死。その年月も500を超えよう。ならば、望みはとうに叶っているのではないか。
And now I have a question. You are already deathless, having lived for over 5 centuries. Is your wish not already granted? Old man shoulders tremble as he raises his voice. Who can tell whether his laugh is one of joy or rage? Indeed, Zokenmato is nearly immortal. With a body like that of a nest, he will continue to live as long as his soul's vessel remains intact. But it's a life of agony. Zoken does not maintain the old man's form out of preference. He has transformed into something inhuman, masquerading a man. There are limits to his magecraft. It is not unlike a machine. Even if perpetual operation is possible in Fury, his parts still suffer from wear. Parts rust, cogs fail to align, programming connection fails to keep up with the evolving times.
いやいや、わしは不死ではないぞ、アサシン。
I'm no immortal at all. assassin.
わしの体は腐る。何度新しい肉体を得ようと腐る。何をしようと腐っていくのだ。
Body rots. No matter how many new bodies I acquire, they eventually decay. Nothing I can do can stave off the inevitable.
この新しい肉体とてすでに腐敗が始まっている。
Even this new body has already begun to deteriorate.
生きたまま自身が腐っていくこの不快と屈辱。自らが人ではなく虫なのだと受け入れる絶望といえば分かってもらえるかな。
Perhaps you would understand if I told you to imagine the displeasure of humiliation of living in a decaying body. If I described the despair of being more vermin than man.
なぜ腐る？虫どもでは真っ当な肉体を作れないのか？
Why do you decay? Can the insects not make you a proper body?
そのようなことはないぞ。虫どもは生きがいいからな。肉体面では何の問題もない。元より老いる体を憂い適正体となった身だ。肉体面の防備に抜かりはなかった。
But what happened? They are very lively, you know. There's no physical problem. I first turned myself into a parasite to avoid the ravages of old age. On the physical front, I have no weakness.
わしは永遠に生き続ける方法、人間としてとどまれる方式として、この延命法を選んだつもりじゃ。
I chose this way to extend my life in order to live forever as a human.
ますますわからぬな。完全な肉体維持を選んでおいてその始末なのか。そもそもなぜ外見を老人に模す。
Need to understand. If you have acquired such a flawless body, then how does that explain your fate? And why do you shape yourself like an old man?
肉を粘土のようにこねるのなら、いかようにも姿は変えられよう。
If you can mold your flesh like clay, I would think you can choose any form you wish.
良い質問じゃ。ではトーが元の肉体を完全に失った者が自らの力だけでかつての自分を復元するとしよう。
A good question. And let me ask you to imagine a man who has lost his original body and uses only his own power to restore it.
その場合、肉体を元の形に戻すものは何だと思う？
In that case, would it be able to regain its original form?
肉体は己の肉体を記録している。肌がそげ、肉が落ちようとかつての姿に戻るのは、肉体そのものに設計図があるからだ。
The flesh records itself. Even if it's skinned and torn, it contains a genetic blueprint, which tells us how to regrow into its former shape.
遺伝子に記録された構成図じゃな。だがわしの場合は違う。そも自身の構成を記録していた肉体そのものを失ったのだ。設計図をもって肉体を復元することはできぬ。
Indeed, genes are recorded blueprints, but it's different in my case. I have lost those physical genes which recorded my body's structure. I have no blueprints with which to rebuild my body.
その場合、自己を覚え、元通りの形にするものは何だと思うね。
In that case, what can I use to remember and reshape myself into my original form? The answer is obvious. The soul. The soul is the memory of the world itself, a record of a body bound not by the physical realm, laws like the flesh, but existing on a higher plane, belonging to a concept known as the astral realm. Yes, as long as the soul is intact, it could be possible to restore one's past self, even after the loss of one's body, one's genes, even one's very cells. Meaning that this old mage
なるほど。自身の魂だけを生かし、肉体は生きている者たちから摂取する。それが魔術師殿の不死の正体か。
I see. You sustain the life of your soul alone while harvesting flesh from other living creatures. That is the nature of your immortality.
故に他の姿にはなれない。魔術師殿が存命させているものは肉体ではなく魂。
That is why you cannot take any other form. The only living part of you left, Lord Mage, is your soul.
故に魂以外の姿は形作れないと。
Thus, you can only resemble Zoken Mato.
当然であろう。わしとて好き好んで老人の体を得ているわけではないわ。
Naturally, I don't want an old man's body.
よいか。わしはこの姿しか作れんのだ。それも定期的に変えねば腐り落ちる不出来なものよ。かつては一度の取り替えで54年活動したわしが、今では数ヶ月に一度取り替えねば存命できぬ。
You must understand, this is the only form that I can recreate. It is a flawed thing that rots away unless I replace it regularly. Once, I could go 50 years or more before needing to replace it. But now, I cannot even survive a few months without a replacement.
その歪小さ、腐敗する苦しみが誰に理解できようか。間違えるな今代のアサシンよ。そのようなものを二度と不死と称するでない。
Can you possibly understand the pain of such a short rotting life? Do not mistake me, assassin of this war. This is not immortality. Frustration tinges the old man's voice. It has been 3 days since the assassin was summoned. The killer finally knows who his summoner is.
納得がいった。つまり、腐っているのは肉体ではなく。
I understand. I understand now. So it's not your body that is decaying.
そう。魂が腐っておる。
But my very soul.
時間の蓄積は幽体にさえ影響を及ぼすのだ。故にわしの体は腐る。構成図である魂が腐っていては、肉体が腐り落ちるのも当然であろう。
Even spectral bodies are susceptible to the ravages of time. That is why my body rots. If my soul, which serves as the blueprint, is decaying, then it only stands to reason that the flesh would decay as well.
故に聖杯を求めるか。
And so, you seek the Holy Grail.
憤るわけよな。その永遠、生地永久を知らぬ者よりつらかろう。
I understand your anger. The eternity you experience is worse than that of those who only know a half-done eternity.
そうだとも。
That's right.
わしの体は腐る。腐るのだ。その苦しみ、骨の髄まで侵す毒から解放されねばならん。
My body rots. It decays. It seeks release from this pain, this poison of time that ravages my very bones.
そのための聖杯、そのための死なない体よ。
That is why I need the Holy Grail. Why I need an undying body.
そうだ。わしは死にたくない。まだ生きていたい。この世から消えてなくなるなど考えるだに恐ろしい。
Yes, I don't want to die. I still want to exist. The thought of disappearing from this world terrifies me.
それから逃れるために何百年と生き、腐敗から逃れるために何千という肉を食らい続けた。わかるか、山の主よ。わしはこの虫と化した自身が恨めし、 わしだけが腐ることが恨めしい。人として当然のように正しい肉体を授かる虫どもが恨めしいのだ。
That is why I've lived for centuries and consumed countless bodies to escape the decay, to avoid the ignoble fate. Can you understand, Lord of the Mountains? I despise this body of vermin. I hate the fact that I am only one who rots. I curse all those vermin who know not how blessed they are to have proper human bodies. The white mask gazes down at the oozing, festering old man. He has made very clear how much he despises humans living peaceful lives. He has recounted how his very efforts of escape that peace has caused him great suffering. The mage is the cause of its own pain, of his perpetual state of decomposition, melting his skin, festering his meat, and sundering his bones as long as he lives. However, his suffering has become a problem too great to be resolved by merely assigning blame. Morality and casualty are no longer relevant. At any rate, one can speculate that Zoken Mato has long lost sight of his goal. An ordinary man could not withstand the pain and terror of Zoken's bodily decay for even an hour. No, it would not be possible no matter how stout one's spirit. One would die first. After a mere hour of decay, the body would die. Now imagine 200 years of this ordeal. This old man could possibly know how much a human mind would deteriorate after so many years of endless decay. Zoken Matos abandoned his humanity long ago. Even if he were still sane, one could conclude that he had lost his way from the moment his mentality became incomprehensible to any human on Earth.
数百年の妄念か。私には理解できぬが。
A flawed conviction, pursued for centuries. I cannot hope to comprehend it, but old man ramblings can be summed up to a single sentence. I don't want to die. Don't want to die. This man simply does not wish to die. That alone describes how clear an idea Zoken has of an otherwise vague conviction that any other man might have. He clings to that simple, foolish wish. He has sacrificed to a great many people, and sowing seeds to help him acquire the Holy Grail. He has created even more victims. No, old man's very existence is founded on the sacrifice of others. And to the masked assassin, that is a motivation worth of his service.
理解できぬが、魔術師殿はこの私のマスターにふさわしい。
I cannot hope to comprehend it, but you are worthy to be my master, Lord Mage.
よかろう。人として扱われなかった者同士、共に永遠を目指すとしよう。
Very well. Let us seek eternity together, as fellows never treated as human. The skull will serve. His bleached white head dips in respect to the rotting old mage. Whew. Oh, the day is over. That was... Oh, of course I want to save. Oh, shit. He lied. The next day, the next chapter. He. But this, well, the day, especially the end of the day, that was very interesting. You, well, in the animated movie adaptation, you have never have gotten the, well, really the backstory of Zoken. Maybe, did you get it in Fate Zero? I don't think so. You only see him at the start and the middle or so. Or probably more to the end in the second season. But, well, I guess you can now understand his motivation for being such an asshole. Yeah. Like a lot of people dealing with, well, what happens after the death. And, well, why not just live forever and don't die? Problem solved, right? So, anyway, without further ado, let me end this episode. It has been already more than the 2 hours I've originally aimed to get on my episodes. But yeah, I will see you, hopefully see you in the next episode. It's been me, Shokimo. Until then, bye-bye.